I'm alive. I'm alive. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, please stop with the Just Giving fundraisers. Stop with the stockpiling of medication. Stop with the thoughts and prayers. I am alive. I survived a stag weekend in Amsterdam. 2 nights of... I mean, I don't know what it's like to go to war. I don't know what it's like to, fight enemy combatants. I don't know what it's like to, be in one of those situations where you're a sniper or something like that and you have to lie still in, your own tods for weeks at a time. But I have been on a stag weekend to Amsterdam, and I must say, I've seen visions of hell. It was good fun. It was okay. I survived. I also played at the Melveg, which was an absolute freaking riot because it was King's Day, and all them orange motherfuckers, they were losing their sweet Dutchy minds. It was a beautiful thing. Shout out to Loz. Shout out to all the cheeky crew. Multiplex. Lots of fun. Lots of good action was had. And no one died, which is a result, really. No one contracted, as far as I know, contracted any STDs. No one had to go to hospital. No limbs were broken. No faces were eaten off by rabid monkeys, as is so often the case in these situations. No one died from weed. No one died from getting into a fight with a Dutch progressive house DJ, as again is so often the case if you've ever been to the Netherlands. Also, I found an interesting fact about Holland and the Netherlands. Holland is a region in the Netherlands. You can go to bits of the Netherlands and not be in Holland. Never knew that. I thought they were one and the same. I thought they'd just like to give themselves multiple names, like United Kingdom and Britain. What am I? Fucking hell. It's coffee and memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Slugger. It's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh. I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee and Memes on Threshold.fm, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and sent telepathically into your brain via the vibrations of your electric toothbrush. It's a new system that we're trialling, working with the government. Government, yeah? Anyway, we're working together on working out how it's best to get communist propaganda into people's brains, and we're thinking that maybe via electric toothbrushes would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? In a way. Right, look, it's Monday, man, and shit's getting real. But don't worry, I'm here to help in any way I can, be that through the medium of expressionist dance, be that through the medium of chatting absolute, just pure shit for an hour, be that through the medium of playing shoe throwers. I'm proud to say that I received, I was hit by my first shoe at the weekend. I hit by 2, in fact, at the Melveg on Saturday night in Amsterdam. Multiplex got me with 1, and someone else got me with 1. So that's now a thing. Okay, people are now throwing shoes at me while I DJing. While I DJing, yes, while I DJing, people throwing shoes to me, to my face, and I can't. It's fine. Just try and not hit me in the head. Okay, I think that's fair, and try not to damage any equipment. Try not to hit me directly in the face, but, crack on, have at it. God bless you. Just decent, honest, God-fearing folk out for a better way of life. Right, look, what have we got here? A bit of catch-up today on, you may remember a story from a few months back, woman accused of sending man 159,000 texts after one date. Anyway, she's in the nick now, but she's had a chance to speak out, so get into that. World's first Centre for Psychedelic Research launches at Imperial College London. That's nice. Jasper Hamill covering that one. Durex recalls real feel and latex-free condoms after they fail the burst test. So watch out, young kings and queens. There are bangers where the structural integrity of the banger has been compromised, and that is exactly what we didn't want to happen. Parrot that tipped off drug dealers to a raid is in custody. Yeah, it's been arrested, and good. It's like, if you're going to be a narc, like, you deserve what's coming to you. Some really quite peculiar sex robot news in the form of thanks to Joe to putting me onto this. It's a website that sells them, and they have an advert, and it's quite something. Should we just say it's quite something? How to tell the difference between a high sex drive and sex addiction? That'd be that's worth finding out, isn't it? Woman found ex secretly living in the attic. Fisherman in awe after catching a blue lobster at a 1 in 2 million odds. He's a lovely little blue boy. Maybe he's some sort of like lobster sage. Maybe he's a sort of lobster guru. Maybe we should listen to what he has to say. Let's find out whether or not he has any predictions for the future, any tips on how to live your life, any life hacks. Because he looks wise. He looks very wise. Let's get him up on the old screen and that, mate. Okay, now where are we? Where's he? Good boy. Okay, now. No, not the doc. No, come on, Chrome. Good boy. There you are. Good boy. Yeah, look at him. He looks wise. He does. He looks world weary. He's seen it all. Something of a soothsayer, I guess. Lobster soothsayer. I wonder what he says. Maybe he says
lobsters.
I just don't know, but we can find out. And we've also got, oh, good sweet Jesus. Mum starts business where women can crowdfund their own plastic surgery. There she is. Look at her go. Yeah. What else do we have? A new contender, Britain's fattest dog. He puts Big Bopper the Whopper to shame. He's put on a diet after eating too many pasties. Oh, dear God, look at the size of him. He is a chonker. Oh, Lord, he coming. MMA fighter batters man who was masturbating during photo shoot. Yeah, she kicks the shit out of him, and rightly so. Weird times on the internet, guys. Weird frickin' times. In terms of show throwers, we got Evil Intent and Des McMahon with The Skids, which I think is an ode to me sharting myself in Tesco's the other day. So that's nice of them to do that. And then Dom and Roland, Beach Bum, additional odes to me sharting myself. Black Sun Empire and Nympho, Artificial. And T.I., You We Jar. Okay, lovely stuff. Right, guys, let's... Fuck it, let's get going with this Evil Intent. It does my own bit. Might as well. Come on, it's clear the Monday cobwebs. Right, what's going on with everyone? Tell me where you are. Tell me what you did at the weekend. Tell me how you're feeling on a Monday morning. Are you feeling as bad as I am? I actually feel alright. I'm impressed. I feel like I really got away with it. Like, the gods were on my side. Coming up at 11, all new Irregular Joe with the Mezzanine Show. Live and direct from him sat on the Po. You don't even know. Nice bit. Kind of melancholic in a way, though. Emotional. That's the Skids. Evil Intent. Des McMahon. It's I don't know what label it's on. That's a nice bit though, I like that. Well done, good boys. Very good boys. Oh yes. What have people been up to at the weekend? Tom's packing boxes, moving from this shithole to a dive in West Drayton. That sounds rubbish, mate. Sorry to hear about that. Someone, who was it? Good God, Rob Humphries has been mainly passing watery stools. That's an unfortunate way to spend a weekend. Cheesecake eating contest. Oh, he feels like he could win. Frisk feels like he could win a cheesecaking. Forget it. Oh, maybe this weekend has taken more of a toll on my brain than I previously thought. Okay, right. Let's test my ability to read, just generally conduct a radio show. Were men accused of sending man 159,000 texts after one date?
Lobsters.
I just do feel like, what, after the 25,000th, don't you think you'd start looking at that block button? Do you not think? Or after the 75,000, you'd start to think, you know what, might block her. Anyway, you may remember a while back that we told you the story of Jacqueline Ades, who stands accused of sending a man 159,000 messages and breaking into his house after a pair went on only one date. But how hunky was he? Was he particularly hunky? Maybe, I don't know, maybe if I went on a date with him, maybe I'd send him 159,000 texts. I don't know. You know, I can't honestly say that I wouldn't. Let's see what she's got to say for herself. Here she is on speaking on ABC 15 Arizona.
It's the local story making headlines around the world. A woman obsessed with a Paradise Valley millionaire that she met on a dating app.
Millionaire.
And it all ended when she broke into his house and was caught bathing in his bathtub. She sent 65,000 texts, some of them horrific and graphic, to the man she believed was her one true love. Tonight we hear from her, and she's got a lot to say.
She's done a
Sit
podcast.
down and turn up the volume for this one. Tonight, ABC 15 Sonu Wasu is outside the police department in Paradise Valley.
I met him online. I was looking for my healing angel. The psychic I met told me I would meet a healing angel.
She says she met him on Luxy, a dating site where millionaires go to find love. And if you ask Jacqueline Addis, the spark was instant.
I felt like I met my soulmate and everything was just the way it was. And I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would just like get married and everything would be fine. But that's not what happened.
Turns out that spark was one-sided when the victim, a Paradise Valley millionaire, told her he wasn't interested.
And you don't stop giving, even if you don't receive. You all of a sudden receive A lot.
That's one way to look at love, but Paradise Valley police say Addis took it too far. We're talking 65,000 text messages in the last few months. Chilling threats. According to police reports, some of those texts read, quote, "I don't want to be a murderer."
Police reports state Addis also texted the victim saying she would cut up his body, wear his body parts, and bathe in his blood.
I don't want to talk about that.
In our jailhouse...
Wouldn't you go for the blocking at that point?
...about the alleged stalking or harassment. She ignored questions about showing up at his work, claiming to be his wife, or allegedly breaking into his home and bathing in his tub. When we asked her if she would actually hurt him...
No. Oh my God, no, I love him so much.
Oh, God.
I just want to love him so much, that's it. And if he doesn't like it, then I'll go home and I'll love my ex-boyfriend. What am I supposed to do?
Sonu Basu, ABC 15, Arizona.
I hope she gets the help she needs, really, because she's obviously having a bit of a time, isn't she? Dear, yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, it's all gone awry, hasn't it? She's just out there looking for love, looking to find herself a millionaire on a dating website for millionaires. She found the one she loved, but unrequited love, it is a bitch. And it's enough to drive someone to distraction. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Her next hearing is scheduled to take place on the 21st of May. I will say that, even if you do really love someone very much, don't message them that you're going to cut them up, bathe in their blood and wear their body parts. That might just... If you're about to send a message like that, just give it 5 minutes, stop, think, maybe have a cup of tea, maybe ring your mum or something, just to, I don't know, take the wind out of your sails a little bit and then go back to the message. Just leave it in the draft folder and go back and be like, maybe I can rephrase the bit about wearing the face, cutting the face off and wearing the face. Or maybe I'll just change that to, I think you have a very pretty face. That's better, isn't it? That's better than I would like to cut off, surgically remove your face because it's so nice and wear it over my face. Yeah, that's probably... Actually, now that I think about it, that does sound a little bit threatening. Little bit, yeah. And I would like to dismember your corpse and bathe in your blood. No, let's change that. How about I would like to share a romantic bath with you? Yes, that... Yeah, no... Yeah, the dismembering body bit. What was I thinking? It's silly, isn't it? I just love him so much. He's just such a great guy. Oh, dear. Oh, well, never mind. Maybe. I don't know. Social awkwardness. It's a terrible thing. Right, come on. World's first Centre for Psychedelic Research launches at Imperial College London. This sounds interesting, exciting. Can I be a... Fuck off, mate. Do you like some of that? Flies. I think it's still the smell of the stag do lingering about on my... seeping out of my every pore. The world's first academic establishment dedicated to exploring the therapeutic benefits of psychedelic drugs has opened at Imperial College London. It will focus on 2 areas, the use of psychedelics in mental health care and as a tool to probe the brain's basis of consciousness. The university said drugs more associated with hippies than hospitals show a great deal of promise for treating some very serious mental health conditions and may one day offer new hope to vulnerable people with limited treatment options. Researchers at Imperial have already investigated the effects of LSD using modern brain imaging and discovered that magic mushrooms could help beat depression. I can't think of anything worse, actually, than taking LSD and having to get into one of those bloody fMRI machines where you lie in a tube for an hour while they blast the noise of very powerful magnets at you. I don't know if that's what actually makes the noise, but it sounds like being at Bergheim, not in a good way. It's hoped that the centre will become a prototype for the licensed psychedelic care facilities of the future. Dr. Robert Carhart Harris. I wonder if Carhart, the sort of middle name, that's like a bit of a nickname because he's always just absolutely dripping in Carhartt garms. Dr. Robin Carhart Harris said of the Imperial Centre for Psychedelic Research, this new centre represents a watershed moment for psychedelic science, symbolic of its now mainstream recognition. Psychedelics are set to have a major impact on neuroscience and psychiatry in the next coming years. It's such a privilege to be at the forefront of one of the most exciting areas of medical science. I'm immensely grateful for the donors who have made all this possible. We gonna get high as a motherfucker. We going to the fucking moon. Book me a ticket on Elion's big red rocket. We going all the way to the stratosphere. It may take a few years for psychedelic therapy to be available for patients, but research so far has been very encouraging. Early-stage clinical research has shown that when delivered safely and professionally, psychedelics therapy holds a great deal of promise for treating some very serious mental health conditions and may one day offer a new hope to vulnerable peeps with limited treatment options. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Keen for it. Up for it. If you're looking for a guinea pig, as long as I don't have to take acid and get in one of those brain scanning machines, that just sounds terrible. That sounds like a one-way ticket to a bad trip. But, if you've got any tests, like you just want someone to, take some acid and sort of romp about in a field on a sunny day or something, I'd be pretty keen to get involved in that one. And then maybe just share your thoughts on it afterwards, if that's how it works. And then just, I don't know, get paid some cash. Cool, man. Or if you need someone to come in and DJ, I'm happy to do it for just, for Ryder rather than, I'm happy to, get involved for a good cause and that. Just decent, honest God-fearing folk out for a better way of life, aren't I? Right, okay, come on, Johnny news, banger news. Durex recalls real feel and latex feel condoms after they fail the burst test. I think the birth test is where you put it over the head and then you put it just over the nose and you use the nose to blow it up. And, if it bursts, then sorry, no good. It's rare that a product is recalled because it lives up to its name too much. But this seems to be the case when it comes to a batch of Durex Real Feel and latex-free condoms. Retailers have recalled the Johnnies after they failed an important burst test. Because a burst condom is about as much use as a chocolate kettle. Why has chocolate got a link attached to it? Like, what's going to be on the end there? Just stories about chocolate. God's sake, you can now buy edible anuses. Great. Okay, thanks for that, Jake Massey. Back to the banger news. Except with a chocolate kettle, you'd end up with a messy kitchen counter, whereas with a burst condom, you could possibly end up with an unwanted pregnancy or an STI. A batch of manufacturers' latex-free condoms have also been withdrawn, and Tesco has displayed warning signs in its windows advising customers to check the batch code. All right, guys, so listen, young kings. If you're walking around with a Johnny in your wallet, just check that it's in date, you virgins.
Lobsters.
And, just check to see if it's one of these. Okay, so real feel, guys, lads, okay, lads, get your wallet out now. Lads, don't be pretending that you ain't. Look, if you're walking around not tooled up, not carrying a Johnny, not packing any heat, what you doing with your life? Okay, you're always supposed to have one. What you're supposed to do is, obviously I haven't got one, I don't use a banger. But yeah, when you get it in your wallet, you want there to be like a solid indentation, of it on the outside of the wallet, and then so you get to your bar, when you're chatting up some of the lovelies at the bar, and you slap it on the table like that, so everyone can see, and that's this sort of statement of intent. Obviously, don't do that. No, but look, lads, come on, let's get your wallet out. Yeah. Get your wallet out. Dust off the cobwebs. Come on, etc. So here we are. It's kind of like reading out lottery numbers for the Real Feel 12-pack. Okay, the batch code you are looking for. Come on, get your bangers out. The batch code you are looking for. This is on the Real Feel. Okay, that's 1000444370. That number again, 1000444370 with the expiry date of February 2021. If you got one of those, bin it. Okay. Can you recycle Johnnies? Don't know. Bin it. It's no good to you. Okay? All right, stick it on your... Use it as a party trick. Use it for the condom challenge or whatever. Next up is your latex-free 18-pack. Batch code 1000430479. And that's with an expiry date of 2021. January 2021. Okay? If you got them, bin them. Okay? Set fire to them. Burn them. You will not be needing them. Sorry. I mean, you probably weren't going to get laid anyway, but... in the event that you get, I don't know, in the event you meet a lady like the lady at the beginning of the show, at the top of the show, who's keen, you never know. If you've already used one, you might want to consider getting yourself a pregnancy test or an STD test. Indeed, the companies advise people who have used a split condom to seek advice from a doctor. But you would expect that's like, did like sex with a woman and that like last night? Was it? Well, the condom broke and that though. Or you should probably she should go to the doctor and then like get you'll want to go and have one of them things rammed down the end of your lad and that like test you ain't not got nothing. Like, is that even a real accent? I don't think so. Anyway, look, if you're Johnny's break, your lassie you could just go, oh well, maybe that's God's plan. We should have children now, or come on, guys, you might want to seek medical help. What's going on here? Anyway, someone dressed as a cock, someone else is dressed as a condom. Having a bit of fun. Durex said, Reckitt Ben Krisker Group PLC are recalling certain batches of real feel and latex-free condoms. They recently found that a limited number of the above condoms are not passing their stringent shelf-life durability tests, as they fail requirements for the burst pressure towards the end of their shelf life. The latest product withdrawal is part of a wider recall that was initiated last July. Why is this the first time I'm hearing of it? Statement on the Durex website read, our condoms are intended to provide a method of contraception and prevent the transmission of sexually transmitted infections through a non-latex barrier that offers a benefit to customers sensitive to latex. Oh, that's a blag. That's a classic male feminist bag to not wear a banger. I'm actually allergic to latex. Do not believe them. Doesn't exist. Make them prove it. Only for the batches of condoms affected by the issue, there could be an increase in the number of condoms that burst during application or use. Right, well, there you are. I've read the numbers out now. The jig's up. Come on, guys. Come on, young kings and young queens. But write that one down. And and if you do bring a lad back or something, then do make him check. Do a little Johnny audit. Little Johnny. Nothing sexier than a Johnny audit when you get someone back, just to make sure that everything is tickety-boo. And if it's not, send them home. Call them an Uber. Right, okay, Dom and Roland, Beach Bum. New release out on Dom and Roland Productions. Yes, thank you, Dim. I'm in a loving monogamous relationship. that. Well done, Dave Hunt, on getting a job. Therefore, bucking the trend, or bucking the stereotype that all my listeners are unemployed. This is a bit of fun from Dom and Roland. Bit of a different vibe. Just imagine him in the studio, just noodling away on the guitar, just throwing his hair back. Woo! Maybe he stood out on a beach, just looking out at the sunset. Woo! We're gonna make some Amen rollers. Strumming away. God bless him. Fun bit of gear. It's called Beach Bum by Dom and Roland. It's out now. Yeah. Right, time for listener mail. Send me any bollocks that you have on your mind. Send me any bollocks that you can find. Even if that bollocks that you have on your brain is totally fucking insane. No, thank you so much. Hello and welcome to Listener Mail, the segment in which I read out the utter madness that you send me. Please send me everything. Send me what's on your mind. Send me things that you think. Send me problems that you have that you would like me to deal with. Send me funny news stories and send me your takes on them. And send me tales of deeply distressing woes. Like this listener here, who has decided they would like their name redacted, and understandably. Dear Will, here is a story for Coffee and Memes. Please don't mention my name on this one, pics included. Okay, so we're going to have to organise the pictures. Hold on a second. Yeah, all right. Okay, well, they're ready to go. Perhaps 4 years ago, when I was in a let's check out dudes on Tinder mood, hey, we've all been there, I got talking to a guy who sounded pretty great. He was reasonably attractive in his profile photos. His bio read well. Interested in music, art, photography. We linked and started to chat. Matched, I believe is the term. We matched and started to chat. I would guess we chatted for about 40 minutes, backwards and forwards initially. He was an architecture photographer, apparently, and shared a few little snaps he'd taken. And we talked about that he owned his home and other boring stuff along those lines. Men that own their own homes on Tinder are very keen to get that across very, very quickly from what I hear. It's almost like the match is there. Hiya, how's it doing? How you doing? I'm John, I own my own home. I'm fiscally responsible. That is an attractive quality, particularly as people start to get beyond the age of about 25. Yeah, you know, sensible stuff, leaning towards establishing that he was a stable, sensible individual. We ended the chat arranging to speak the next day. The next evening, I got home quite late from work, and we didn't have much of a conversation till quite a bit later on in the evening. After the same length of time, about 40 minutes-ish, I pretty much decided that he could be someone worth talking to more, so we exchanged numbers and began talking on WhatsApp. You'll never guess what happened next. Dun, dun, dun.
Lobsters.
I wanted to check that my cats were not hiding under my bed before I went to bed, so I said to him on WhatsApp, be right back, checking my cats are not hiding under my bed. So I didn't lock them in my room overnight while I was asleep. I did that, then picked up my phone again, and there were more messages from him. He replied, I've got something hiding under my bed too. Oh, God. I was like, huh? But before I could say anything else, he sent me this image. All right. Let's get her up. Let's make sure I've got the right ones. Yep. And here he is. Oh, no. Why aren't you working? Go, what's... Yo. Don't you play tricky with me, boy. What's going on? Good God! What? Oh, this is a bloody pain in the bot. Let me try it on a. Oh, there it is. Oh God, no! I might accidentally reveal someone's identity doing that. Okay, let's. I wonder if I can get. Sorry about this, guys. Very sorry. Maybe I can have them display in the web browser. Yes, this will work. Okay, good. Okay, here he is. God bless him. He's keen. He is wearing what appears to be, I don't know whether or not that is a specifically it's a military-esque uniform. I don't know if it actually has any allegiance to any particular militaries. However, it is made of latex. It even has a latex tie, which is impressive. Yep, okay, he's keen. He's got a sort of army hat on as well, and it is a latex military outfit. And then a couple more come on through. Oh wait, here is another one. So now he has a sort of that's got some very sort of SS feel to it. Now it has a sort of gas mask type thing as well, a sort of latex gas mask, and he's got a sort of latex zip-up number with a latex undershirt. Well done for blurring the eyes out. That's good. He's keen. It looks like it's had some use. Definitely there has been some use. Okay. And then I need to get back to the email. I didn't quite know what to say, so responded with something like, what am I looking at? He said, oh, this is just me in one of my outfits. I keep them under my bed. And then immediately sent over these images. Okay, let's get back to the other additional images that are now where things ramp up a little bit. Here he is. Wow. Yes, so he now has, this is now a full... sort of full white latex bodysuit with an attached mask that is covering the whole face with sort of little holes for the eyes and the mouth. And it has a corset, a male corset. Whew. There's some gloves going on with this as well. Gosh. Okay. Yeah. He's keen. He's. Oh no! Look, I'm sorry. I'm not showing it. God, I'm doing a really bad job of this. Yeah, there he is. He's truly terrifying. He looks like he's going to be on the cover of like a Marilyn Manson album or something along those lines. Yeah, the male corset. I really think that is a statement of intent right there. I'm more. You know what? The PVC or latex military outfits. They're one thing. You know, it is the male corset that I'm. It's really that concerns me the most. All right, let's get back to the email. It took me a minute to realise what the fuck I was looking at. I mean, I am innocent, and to realise that he was in fact head to toe in PVC or whatever, complete with a custom-made male corset. Now I realised I'd left it a little bit long in my shock and fumbled a quick message in response. What I should have said was no thanks, mate, but instead I said, oh. How did you get into that then? And he replied, superheroes as a kid. Oh dear. He also insisted I Google what a vac bed was as he was dead proud that he had one of those. Right, now I made the sad mistake of Googling what a vac bed was and found some of the most harrowing porn I've seen for, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years. Maybe I just clicked on a bad one. It was the only one that I clicked on. It was on Pornhub, and it was... I really wish I hadn't seen it. I just, I've got a strong constitution, but yeah, it wasn't good, guys. So just be careful if you... Anyway, just to describe to what people a vac bed is. Okay, let's imagine you have a picture frame that is large enough that you could lie on the floor and you could lie within it, and you then stretched latex across that picture frame and laid it down on top of you, and then you had some sort of Hoover attachment which created a vacuum under it, so it basically sealed you lying down on the floor, encased in the latex. I presume you would have to have some sort of air tube, or maybe that's part of the deal, that there's a sort of suffocation situation going on in there. It is the absolute stuff of nightmares. Needless to say, I was a bit WTF and ended the conversation and blocked him shortly afterwards. Who shares that kind of stuff after an hour-ish of chatting? How the fuck does one go from superheroes as a kid to wearing bizarre fetish clothing and owning a vac bed? Bullet dodged. Yeah, bullet dodged indeed. I will say the only upside of him sharing that stuff after an hour or so of chatting is that you didn't waste any additional time, because if it had taken you, like, I don't know, a couple of months, maybe you'd met up a couple of times and everything seemed to be normal, and then he bust that shit out. Nightmare. So I really actually think, like, fair play to him for just getting that straight out there, not wasting anybody's time. But also, man, that is weird though. Like oh God, it's just, hello, look at him. Just God's sake. Hello, Tinder date. You want to come round mine? Bring some talcum powder. We're going to have some fun. Tighten my corset up for me, would you? Baby Jesus. All right, well, look, let's get into, like, God. Okay, as a palate cleanser, where is it? Sean Simpson emailed in with a story about a parrot, which is a lot more lighthearted. Yeah, here it is. Christ. A parrot that tipped off drug dealers to a raid is in custody. In Washington. The parrot has been taken into custody after nearly spoiling a drug raid while playing lookout for two crack dealers suspected of repeatedly yelling, "Mamia, policia," according to Brazilian police in the state of Piauí. The phrase means, "Mum, police." Police encountered the unnamed parrot perched inside the dealer's one-story home with a windowless facade. Brazil's R7 news channel reported, as police searched for the suspects, it seemed the lime green bird knew exactly what to do. He must have been trained for this. That's a smart bird. One officer involved in the operation said the parrot's attempt to interfere with law enforcement. The Guardian reported, as soon as the police got close, he started shouting. The bird's efforts were not so successful, however. Bugger. He might end up getting a cap in his ass now. Footage of the raid's aftermath aired on R7. It shows police cataloguing small bags of crack, while the parrot sits obediently on a countertop next to a race car helmet and a glass bottle. Its apparent owners, a man and a teenage girl, were arrested, local newspaper reported. An officer then carried the trafficking parrot, as news outlets referred to the bird, out of the house on his hand before placing it in a cage and taking him to the police department. The parrot kept its beak shut. This caused the suspect's defense lawyer, Salma Barros, to cast some doubt on the police version of events. Yes, the parrot is now invoking the fifth. Yeah, he keeps a tight beak, when he's actually in the neck. Like, no, you'll never make it stick with the parrot. She questioned in an interview with Meow Notro how a bird accused of loudly tipping off law enforcement for drug dealers could remain totally quiet in the police station. That bird knows when to keep its mouth shut. Others were concerned that the bird was in police custody at all, with an environmentalist visiting the station to try and free the bird. #FreeTheBird. Globo News later reported the parrot had been taken into a local zoo where keepers would train it to fly. What? You got to train birds to fly these days? Fucking lazy birds. Jesus Christ. Birds need to get up off their asses. Was he too drugged up? He's too much addicted to the game, basically, to fly. Pathetic. This is not the first time a parrot has been accused of aiding drug trafficking suspects. In Colombia in 2010, a parrot named Lorenzo made international headlines after police reported it was warning its owners, "Run, run!" in Spanish at the sight of police officers approaching. It was found guarding a cache of guns and pot. Man, parrots are out of control. You could say he was some sort of lookout, a Colombian police officer said, according to the Associated Press. Colombian officials claimed that Lorenzo was one of 1,700 birds authorities had recently seized, believing they had all been trained to alert their owners if police approached. Wow. Ban birds, I think, is the answer here. Ran them all up. Ban them. Cancelled. Okay, parrots are cancelled, guys. Sorry. Exotic animals have long been used by drug cartels as symbols of power or as unwitting accomplices to drug trafficking. That's the problem with animals. They're kind of the ultimate straight man. They don't know what they're doing. And sometimes to a hilarious effect. For example, Reuters reported in 2009 that traffickers have tucked drugs into hidden compartments in crates containing venomous snakes marked "Do Not Open" so that customs workers would be too afraid to look inside. Smart. In 2011, Al Jazeera reported that Mexican authorities were seizing so many exotic animals from narco zoos belonging to Mexican drug cartel leaders that they did not know what to do with them all. In some cases, the news outlet reported that animals served both as symbols of powers and as warnings to rival gangs. Members of the Zetas gang were rumoured to have fed their enemies to their backyard tigers. That is truly terrifying. In 2008, Brazilian authorities reported they had confiscated 2 alligators from drug traffickers. They said the animals had been fed the corpses of rival gang members. Damn. Yeah, shit gets crazy in that part of the world. Phew, Lord of mercy. Right, last bit for today. This is Black Sun Empire and Nympho. It's called Artificial. It's a weird one. This is a weird one. When it dropped, I thought it was at a different tempo for a bit. Snorty Triplets vibes. Yes, Artificial, Black Sun Empire and Nympho, bringing the goods. Bring in the good stuff. Oh, Britain's fattest dog put on a diet after eating too many pasties. Oh, he's a big boy. He is a very big boy. An Alaskan Malamute, who's been nicknamed Britain's fattest dog. But has he got... has been put on a strict diet after eating too many pies and pasties. Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? You fat bastard, you fat bastard, you ate all the pies. Massive Malamute George, who's gained the nickname Georgie Porgy, pudding and mother-frickin' pies, given his preoccupation with pies, weighs 70 kilos. What? He's a big boy. He was recently handed over to a Plymouth rescue shelter because his owner couldn't afford to feed him. I mean, how many pies a day is he on? Like, how many Frey Bentos pies? I mean, you can get him from the pound shop. How many does he need? 10? Ridiculous. To be fair, it seems a bit like they weren't actually the ones who were responsible for his weight gain in the first place. Apparently, pasties were being flung over the garden fence, and Georgie was simply hoovering them up. Who is throwing pasties? Who is throwing pasties over the fence? Do we still have Big Bopper the Whopper? Is he still about? Is he still a thing? Hold on, let me find out. No, I don't know where he's gone. Sadly. Oh, he's on the other... Yeah, it's not going to work. Poor Bopper. I haven't seen Bopper for a while. This boy here is a considerably bigger boy than Bopper. Although, I feel like Bopper is still my favourite, just because, I think this sort of Malamute lad, he hides it better. He's naturally a bigger boned dog, whereas Bopper was, a collie or something? And he's a big boy. Anyway, let's get back to this big boy. What kind of monster is throwing pasties away, let alone over a wall and making a dog overweight? Anyway, George was taken to Gable's farm in Plymouth, partially because they couldn't afford Georgie's extravagant diet, but also because they've got a decent record when it comes to doggy diet plans. They've got a job on their hands, though. Georgie needs to shed some serious poundage if he's going to get back down to his ideal weight. 35 kilograms of weight is the magic number. Jesus, he's double. He needs to lose half his body weight. Oh, look at him. He's such a good boy. Oh, he's a big fat boy. Look at him. Bless. He looks very sweet. Very, very sweet. The shelter will be encouraged by the success that they had in rehabilitating Bopper the Whopper and Hattie the Fatty. So, yeah, these are the people to go in. They know what's going on. God, what a chonker. Look at him. He is a big round boy. Dearie me. Oh, Lord, he coming. Wow. So, these people, this is a sort of celebrity, kind of a celebrity rehab centre, I guess, now, if Big Bopper the Whopper's been there and Hattie the Fatty. I wonder if they'd send Knickers, that enormous cow, there. Although that enormous cow wasn't overweight, it was just giant. Bopper and Hattie managed to lose a combined 27 kilos, and Hattie now has a new home. That bodes well, at least. Those two were gigantic dogs, but nothing compared to Georgie Porgy, mind. In fact, Georgie's 20 kilos heavier than Bopper. when he arrived and 30 kilos heavier than Hattie. So they've got their work cut out. Shelter's deputy manager, Ruth Pickard, said, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this might be my ideal job. Running a home for enormous boys and enormous girls who have eaten too much pies. Not actual humans. No, just dogs. Dog rehab for fat dogs. I think that might be my ideal job. If one day you turn on the radio and it just isn't there anymore, that's where I'll be. Okay? And I think you would all understand. The shelter's deputy manager said, each time we have an obese animal come into our care, we think it's the biggest we'll ever see. And then along comes a fat one. It's just heartbreaking because it's so easy to prevent. But we will build on our previous success and get him slimmed down. We're so proud of the work we do here. With dogs like Georgie Porgy help us remind us of what it means to be a true non-euthanasia charity. Damn right. Don't let Peter come in and start pushing you around and just lining your dogs up against the wall like they're some sort of communist firing squad. After his arrival at the shelter, Georgie is now on a strict diet and is exercising to get his weight down. We've also set up a fundraising page, of course, in the hope that they can cover his vet's bills, which are around 800 quid. Let's see how they're doing on that. I got 135 quid. It's not bad. Okay, if you help Georgie Porgy, the pasty-loving pooch, lose the podge. This is the sort of internet campaign I could get behind. The last internet campaign I got behind was from a regular listener and Green Gang member D, after he set up a Just Giving page to fund his bottle of birthday Buckfast. I was more than happy to contribute a £5 to that, and I feel that was money well spent. Right, it's the end of the show now. Come on, I need to get the VIP list out within 2.5 minutes before it cuts me off. Coming up at 11 is a regular Joe's mezzanine show, playing all things that are good. So head over to threshold.fm, listen to that for the next 2 hours, and have a bloody good time with it. Bloody good time. Thank you to the VIP list. That's Oliver Hooper, Nicholas Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats Parsons, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Jack Murphy, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Anthony Walker, Lily Unsub, Richard Franks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, Andrew Heichelbech, John Finison, the BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Grief Cooper, Gennady Lightfield, Ryan Glazer, James Barry, Dave Thompson, Hendo Bartendo, Lady Scriffington, Liam the Menace Underwood, Dan fucking Morris, a guy with no STDs, Justin Mercer, Ames MC, Josh Williams, Rob Humphrey, Shibby T, Coco Shiva, Dan Elton, Taran Wilmore, Mr. Pope, Dark Progressive Size, Such Spirited Drum and Bass, Nicolas Lorcy, Dameon Rayner, Kris Breaks, The Bill, Karissa Barthelson, Odium Bates, Lee Fuller D, Daniel Jem, V Flaxis, Alexander Cassidy, Matt Wright, Dylan Laws, Grant Sullivan, Not That, Tom Robinson, subscribe on YouTube, Greg Cornford, Grace Sellers, Dab, Smasher, Connor Smythe, Kevin Kaiser, Chris Shaw, Mr. Happy, the German Translator Lord of D&B, Ranking Makes Uplifting Vocal, Psytrance under the alias Cosmic Waft, Keep It Cool Tall in the Motor Pool, but don't let you meet live, Nick Brock, Mustang Philly, and Sean Simpson. Thank you all. If you want your name on that list, go to threshold.fm and go to the donate page, and you'll find out all the information of how to do exactly that. Right, coming up now is Irregular Joe. He's a lunatic. He's a wild man. He plays by no one's rules but his own. He's kind of weird looking. He's got a face that looks a little bit like the logo for a black metal band. So that's fine. But God bless him. I love him. And he's up now. Okay, goodbye. No, nearly. Okay, love you all.